Hi, Amanda Clay here. I hate this already. Chapter 5, uh, I was immediately reminded of a story in which there's no way to tell the story without feeling like I'm bragging about myself, so I apologize in advance. Um, but a few years ago at my organization, I had just joined the staff there and had the idea to do a musical with students, with all of the students in our elementary program. And as I think I've shared with everyone, all of the students at my elementary school have a primary eligibility of autism. And so my idea was to have all 80 of those students be up on stage performing the same musical. And when I told people, I had two reactions, one of which was, "That's awesome and let's do that." And the other reaction was, "That's a terrible idea and I don't want anything to do with it." And so, fortunately, I had the ear of the leadership of our organization to do this musical. And so they were all for it. And they said yes every time I asked something. When I said, "Can we cancel sessions at the end of the day?" a couple of weeks before the musical to do a rehearsal? Can we use one of our elementary field trips to be the actual play so that we can go actually rent out a theater space and do it there? They said yes. And all of these things really, really helped me along the way. So it really does illustrate the point that the authors were making, that you need leaders who can kind of help clear some of that fog, I think is the metaphor that they use. And so there was a lot of fog for me since I was brand new to the area and really, really doing this on my own for the first time. But the other thing that I was kind of thinking about is on page 107, when it talked about how the doubters kind of energized the group. And I have to say that was so true for me. That whole experience, there were people, like I said, who were completely on board from the beginning, and then there are people who wanted nothing to do with it and just honestly, I think, wanted to see it fail because it was such an outlandish idea. And those people, I mean, I just kind of wanted to prove them wrong. Truly, they just threw down the gauntlet for me. Even my own supervisor said there's been lots of people who wanted to do this in years past, but all of them did not succeed. And so I had to succeed. That was like her drawing the line in the sand. And so definitely notice some of those points. In addition, though, the thing was is that I did know that I wasn't long for the role of music therapist at my organization. I really did want to be a leader. And so I knew at some point I wouldn't be leading the musical, but I wanted to see it continue. And so I think that that's where kind of my envisioning the future came from, is that in that first year I made sure to set up a framework for how we did everything and be very meticulous about how I structured all of the rehearsals and the scripts and just basically the entire process, so that I was able to hand it off when I was eventually promoted. And that has led it to, really be a part of the future of my organization. So that was a big deal, but there had to be a lot of foresight. And this is why I feel like I had to brag about myself, because I really did feel like there were certain connections between that experience that I had and the chapter that we read. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I hated recording it, and it was a fun prompt to respond to in this way. So see you all online.